Let's continue our discussion on bid strategies and now talk about bid strategies to get impressions, where the focus of the business is to get more impressions. So we have two kinds of bid strategies to consider here. One is called target impression share, which is a smart bidding kind of a strategy. And the other one is a manual bidding strategy, which is called cost per thousand viewable impressions. So let's first talk about the target impression share. The first thing to remember is that the target impression share approach is for the Google search network. Okay. And the idea is that once you choose this kind of automated strategy, the system will automatically set bids with the goal of showing your ad on the absolute top of the page, which means the first position on the search ads, or on the top of the page. So when you say on top of the page, it means that it could be number one or number two or number three. That's fine as long as it is shown above the organic search results, right? Or the third choice could be that your ad can show up anywhere on the page. And so when we say anywhere, we are saying that the ad could show up either above the organic search results or below the organic search results. Okay. So all of these three choices are available to the advertiser, and the advertiser can pick whatever they want. So as an example, it is possible that the advertiser may choose to get an impression share target of 65% on the absolute top of the page. So what does this mean? It means that Google Ads will set your CPC bid so that your ad shows up on the absolute top of the page, that means in number one position, 65% of the total possible amounts of time that they would show up, right? So let us say that if your ad shows up for, it wins the auction 100 times. So out of that, 65 times it will show up on the number one position. So you can pick and choose as an advertiser what you want, right? What kind of a mix of impressions you want in your search results, right? Now, you are also allowed as an advertiser to set a bid cap or the maximum bid that you can set to control how high the system can go and bid on your behalf. But if you set a bid cap that is too low, then with that constraint, the system may not be able to show your ad 65% of the time in this example at the top of the page, right? Because your bid is just too low to win enough auctions to be shown 65% of the time at the top of the page, right? So the bid cap is something which may need to be experimented with by the advertiser if they are unable to reach their target impression share goals, and they may need to relax the bid if such impression shares are not being reached. The alternative, the other approach is the cost per thousand viewable impressions. This one is not for the search network, but it is for the display network. And since it is manual bidding strategy, an advertiser picks the maximum amount that they are willing to pay for each 1,000 viewable ad impressions. Now we've been talking about this viewability aspect of this. The issue is that sometimes an ad is rendered on a website, right? But while the ad is rendered on the content page, the ad is actually below the fold. And when we say below the fold, it means the ad is actually shown below the screen. And so the ad will actually be seen by the person, by the customer, only if the customer chooses to scroll and go to the part of the content where the ad is actually being shown. So in the past, there was there's no way to figure this out. And sometimes advertisers ended up paying money for impressions which they never really got. But now there is new kinds of technologies that are available, and Google uses an active view technology, which helps ascertain whether ads are potentially viewable. And the definition of viewability is that at least 50% of the area of the ad is visible for at least 1 second to a user. And if this requirement is fulfilled, then an impression is supposed to be made. Otherwise, an impression is not supposed to be made, and therefore no payment needs to be made. Now, when an advertiser sets their maximum viewable CPM bid, they can do that in a couple of ways. One is that, let us say that you have got, these ad groups, so you can set your bids at the ad group level. And so what that means is that you will have the same CPM bid for all the keywords and all the placements that occur from keywords in that ad group, right? And of course, this is the default and the simplest way to manage your viewable CPM bids. Okay, but sometimes you want to change your bids based on the placement on the websites, and therefore you can also pick placement level bids, and you can therefore change your bids based on which websites get you better quality of traffic. Okay, so as an example, let us say that you are running a free concert in Paris, and you want to get as many music lovers to come and attend as possible, right? So your approach to ensure this is to run a campaign with very vivid, vibrant image ads. And these ads share the date and the time and the location of the event, and also say that this event is for free. And so all the information that a music fan needs to know so that they can show up at the concert, all that is available in the image ads. So the idea is that as long as people see your ad, they will know your entire message. If this is the kind of situation that a business has, then using viewable CPM bidding may be the best strategy, right? Because all you want is to show your ad to the maximum number of people, right? In this case, you're not really thinking about selling tickets or doing anything like that. So you don't really want to drive traffic to your website. All you need is impressions.